Tonight, a community is hurting.
It is very emotional. Sorry.
Okay.
And frustrated.
We've said this over and over and over again. How many times can I stand up here and say enough is enough?
In less than 24 hours, 9 people were shot in Peoria, with 2 killed.
These violent acts are personal to me. These acts break the hearts of the people who live there.
Now, people are coming together, looking for hope.
And I just believe in the power of prayer for our community, for our city, and for our people.
And action.
We need the community to step up.
Still reeling after a violent 24 hours in Peoria. The totals are 9 people shot and 2 dead, but it's 95 shooting victims so far this year, well ahead of last year's pace. The chief today called it a war on the streets. It's Thursday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Amber Kriska. A group dedicated to helping victims of violence has to agree. The director says it's a war no one signed up for. Lizzie Stiles spoke with the aunt of one of those 9 victims in tonight's top story.
Tyler and Amber, it has been a scary day across the South Side. 24 hours ago, a mass shooting set off a series of other threats and aggression. A family member tonight is praying for the violence to stop while hoping her nephew survives his wounds.
What is there to gain? There's nothing to gain by it. It's just loss. It's loss after loss after loss.
Brittany Washington is one of many family members of the victims of the past 24 hours, waiting at their bedside and praying they will recover. Her nephew was shot in the chest and leg Wednesday night. She's not sharing his name.
I'm not going to say that we are not still scared in the moment of things to come or things to happen, but at the most part, he's healthy and he's alive, and we're happy.
She saw the crowds and chaos at OSF St. Francis Wednesday night following the shooting. While the room was full of tears and frightened families, she also feels some are not taking this situation seriously.
You just heard a lot of emotions, tears, laughter from others who thought it was a game and it was a joke.
Also in that hospital waiting room, Peoria's Community Against Violence. Becky Rossman heads that organization. Her team of 3 people has been working nonstop overnight helping those impacted. Rossman said the group has spent thousands of dollars to relocate families.
A lot of them are scared. They can't go back to their homes. As you can see in the past 24 hours, it is kill or be killed out here for a lot of the youth in our community.
Washington is calling on parents to step up and guide their children. Rossman is also urging parents to be vigilant and do something if they see their child has a gun or is making threats online in hopes of ending this war on the streets.
These kids are in a war they did not sign up for. You know, a lot of them have talked about, Becky, I didn't pick the streets, or they tell my team that, Kara Ken, the streets chose me.
Now, Rossman tells us that PCAV has spent $7,500 to rehouse those scared families in the past week, and more than $5,000 of those dollars were spent in the last 24 hours.
All right, thank you, Lizzie. And just hours after last night's mass shooting in South Peoria, police began their day at another crime scene.
And Janice Rebholz joins us with more on the police response and the reaction by neighbors. Janice?
Amber, Tyler, several hours later and just minutes down the street from last night's scene, back-to-back deadly shootings this morning. The first was on West Antoinette. Just after 9 this morning, 23-year-old Billy Chaplin died from his injuries. An hour later, 19-year-old DeMar Watts was killed on South Helen. The police chief doesn't believe these shootings are related to the violence last night, despite how close they are on the map. The immediate reaction for many, though, come together and pray. And this afternoon, nearly 24 people met at Martin Luther King Jr. Park to pray during community crisis. Many of the people there grew up on the South Side. They say it's hard to watch the continuous violence. Then hours later, a second prayer group gathering to worship and walk.
Get out in the community and talk to different people so it can change the direction of even how they think, because most people are going to live the way that they think. So if you can talk to people and change how they think, it can also change how they live.
Pastor Nate Terry says he's often going out to pray with new people, hoping to touch their lives. Now, another prayer vigil is scheduled for Saturday at noon. That's at Martin Luther King Jr. Park on McBean Street.
Another cool evening out there tonight, and not a bad day tomorrow coming our way, but then we heat things up just in time for the holiday weekend, so we're not done with the 90s just yet, but we go outside and check things out, and temperatures are falling off nicely. 65 right now in Peoria, but in the upper 50s around most of the area. 59 in Bloomington normal, 57 in Pontiac, and 59 in Canton. We'll all wake up to around 50 to 55. There may be a couple of spots in the morning. We could wake up in the 40s once again. Some folks were in the mid-40s this morning. Otherwise, tomorrow afternoon, our highs will be in the low to mid-80s. We'll call it 82, 83, 84, somewhere in there. And the holiday weekend preview looks to get warmer, but not oppressively so. We'll go with 83 tomorrow, then 86 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday, then it looks like 93 on Labor Day Monday. We will have humidity values up a little bit. Those heat index values will be, though, in the mid to upper 90s. Nothing oppressive like we saw last week. All the forecast details in just a couple of minutes. Amber.
Chuck, a community advisory alert on the hilltop. Around 6:30 this evening, Bradley University police responded to a single shot fired about 3 blocks away from campus. There are no reported injuries at this time. Also, officers say there is no imminent threat to the university.
And this high-intensity stretch also impacted area schools today. We found extra police, city and state, in visible locations around Manual High this afternoon. The district made sure that 6 schools were covered today.
They also canceled all after-school activities for those impacted locations, including all 3 Peoria high schools.
And the restaurant chain Avanti's made an announcement on Facebook. Here it is. Because of the violence, deliveries are temporarily stopped in certain areas. No explanation how they determine which areas or where they are. Avanti's adding that employee safety is a top priority.
And coming up next on 25 News, near record high gas prices. So why bother? A big jump in overseas travel highlights the Labor Day weekend.
Plus, is it art or pizza? Pizza art? Both. It's our weekly dine out in the Twin Cities. Up next, grab a paintbrush and a napkin. The conditions today, hard to beat.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wish we could do that. Tonight's fine. Keep your windows open. I'd say tomorrow night you may want to close up the house and turn the AC back on for the weekend and beyond.
Oh, I guess it's time, huh?
Yeah. It's been nice while it's lasted, but you may get a little hot, and we'll be a little muggy as well. Nothing oppressive like we had last week, but we do have a few 90s coming our way. And we're going to wrap up our photos of the full moon, the blue moon, super moon out there. Isabella of Pekin. That's a great shot right there, and you can still enjoy it here tonight and the next couple of nights. The peak was last night, and it'll continue to wane, so if you want to enjoy it, you need to get out there and do that. There's Melissa. We've had a lot of those shots in between trees, like Stephen from Canton right there. And one more shot. This is John Forrester's picture, so thanks to everybody who has sent in those full moon, super moon, blue moon pictures over the past couple of days. Let's go outside and see what's happening right now. We have clear skies, no clouds out there whatsoever. That was the riverfront. Here's the Uptown Normal Cam for you right there. And as far as the weather headlines are concerned, another cool night ahead. 80s tomorrow. We'll be in the, we'll say low 80s tomorrow, maybe mid 80s. But Saturday, upper 80s, and then low 90s on Sunday and Labor Day and Tuesday. And then the temperature is still in the 80s pretty much all of next week. So that's the next big thing coming our way is 90s returning just in time for the holiday weekend. And here's a look at those temperatures beginning on Sunday. Once again, we'll be in the upper 80s on Saturday. We might flirt with 90, but I think we'll be in the 80s. And then we'll be looking at those low 90s coming across the board on Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday, falling off a little bit Wednesday. Heat index values, though, won't be oppressive. Remember, they were way up above 115 to 120 last week, and they'll be running in the mid to upper 90s as we get into the early part of the week. 79 the high in Peoria today, and 52 was the low. And we might even be in the upper 40s for some of us tonight. We were in the mid-40s for a lot of locations in the outlying areas outside away from Peoria, or away from Peoria, I should say. This morning, we were in the low to mid-40s in some locations. 65 right now in Peoria. Easterly winds at 5. Feels good out there. Twin Cities, you're at 59. Easterly winds at 7. And let's check those area temperatures, pretty much in the upper 50s as you go north of I-74. Uptown normals at 59, 65 in Metro Peoria and Pekin, 59 right now in Canton. The pollen count continues to ride high with just about all the weeds especially the ragweed out there, and the grass pollen is high as well. Radar and satellite, we're high, dry, and quiet. We've got that dome of dry air in the midsection of the country, and actually the eastern two-thirds of the country. That'll remain in place for the next several days. Not only do we have a warming forecast, we have a dry forecast as well. High, dry, and quiet right now. 7-day rain chances. We might bring a shower or thunderstorm in here late Tuesday into Wednesday into Thursday, but notice they are in the isolated categories, as we're not too convinced that we'll have much in a cold front coming our way. That would be Wednesday, Thursday next week. Lows around 50 tonight, maybe upper 40s around Metro Peoria and outlying areas as well. Then 83 tomorrow. Nice recovery with southeasterly winds at 10. Here's the rest of the 10-day trend for you. As we start September tomorrow, we will be just about on track. 83 is an average high for September 1st, and 86 on Saturday then. And then we'll go 91 on Sunday, 93 on Labor Day Monday, 91 on Tuesday. Might see a shower or thunderstorm middle part of the week on Wednesday, but temperatures still about where they should be latter part of next week into next weekend with highs in the mid-80s. Well, today starts the busiest part of the Labor Day travel weekend. That according to NRIX, a global provider of transportation data. And it's not just the roads. More people are flying too. Emily Schmidt has the breakdown.
The blue supermoon made its last appearance until 2037 this week, showing up, then taking a break, just like a record number of Americans plan to do this weekend.
You want to get to Florida already, right?
Yeah. AAA says domestic travel for Labor Day weekend bookings are up 4% from last year. International trips up 44%. Travelers have plenty of company, plenty of concerns.
It's hard because we have 3 kids, so getting stuck in traffic sometimes is a tough one.
Drivers are seeing near record high gas prices for this time of year. AAA says the nationwide average is $3.82 a gallon, while flyers are experiencing the busiest air travel summer on record.
The security lines itself are very long, so it's for that we are making sure that we are on time.
With all these flights planned for the next few days, the Transportation Security Administration estimates more than 14 million passengers are flying between Friday and next Wednesday, nearly 11% more than last year.
I'm going to Florida Saturday morning.
President Biden's working weekend travel, going to Florida to view damage from Hurricane Idalia, is a reminder weather can foil the best laid plans. Many won't forget this past 4th of July weekend when severe weather combined with an air traffic controller shortage led to thousands of canceled flights. The hope is Labor Day goes more smoothly, giving millions a well-deserved break. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Next up on 25 News, I say cheese bombs. You say super freak.
Is this safe for TV? Has to be. You gotta eat.
All right, when you think of art, what comes to mind? Maybe a photo or a painting. What about pizza?
That's one Bloomington restaurant owner's idea. We are sinking our teeth into a masterpiece in this week's You
Gotta Eat.
Pizza is my favorite. Like, at one point, I actually thought that pizza was one of the 4 food groups. When you're in Bloomington Normal, the place to go is Flingers. It's this week's You Gotta Eat.
Tim Cummings has taken a roundabout path to owning this award-winning pizza place. He started working for this guy at Avani's when he was 17. Worked his way up to GM.
Well, one of the things I learned there was how much I just enjoy making pizza. Out of everything I did there, I enjoyed making the pizza. I mean, it was an art to me to see a good-looking pizza come out of the oven.
Tim took another career path, but found his way back to restaurants. He was in the process of buying this place when COVID hit, and the bank put it on hold. But it all worked out.
Obviously, I wanted to see how it did through COVID, and then it excelled all through COVID. There was so much pickup and delivery that the police out here directing traffic on this road.
The pizza is fantastic, great crust, and lots of interesting choices. We tried the carnivore, bacon, pepperoni, Italian sausage, Canadian bacon, and ground beef.
If you like meat, this is the pizza for you.
And the super freak. It's the carnivore plus green pepper, black olive, yellow onion, and banana pepper.
I'm just amazed you don't always get that in your beard. The mustache is worse.
We also sampled the Grill Master, smoked chicken, bacon, and red onion, and the Blackjack Mac, short ribs, mac and cheese, jalapeno, both with a barbecue sauce base. The one thing we missed and regret not getting, the cheese bombs.
The cheese bombs, we get those all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a favorite.
It definitely is.
Flavor?
The flavor.
The flavor is really good.
Yeah, and they come with like 3 different dipping sauces. You got the nacho cheese, you got the marinara, and the ranch. So for them to give you all those different varieties, it's really good.
Tim is proud of his employees and loves his customers who keep on coming back.
Flingers is about craft. I mean, it's both craft pizza, having the pizzas that you can't get anywhere else. It's about craft beer. We have 28 craft beers on tap at all times.
And you can find Flingers Pizza Pub on East Vernon Avenue in Bloomington. And they're open from 11 to 10, Sunday through Monday. And if you are ready for seconds, You Gotta Eat can be found on our website, 25newsnow.com, or you can scan that QR code right there on your screen.
And for a behind-the-scenes look, you can also follow Edgar on Instagram and on Facebook.
All right, coming up next, Jim gets you ready for high school football Friday week 2.
And Peoria Notre Dame trying to stay unbeaten on the pitch as they travel south to play their state championship rival from a year ago.
Hello, Central Illinois Football Friday Week 2 returns tomorrow with a Twin Cities showdown leading a great football lineup. Normal West with their high-powered passing attack is hosting Bloomington and their strong rushing attack. Both teams were big winners in Week 1. It's always a big deal when a couple of Twin Cities schools collide.
It's exciting to play a team in town. You know, it's a rival, you know, and so we'd be lying if we said that, you know, you don't get up for these games, because I think everybody does. We know that it's going to be a difficult game, and, you know, traditionally we're a 4-quarter game against Bloomington every year.
Now to the middle line, Washington earned a big road win over Keeneland last week. Now they face perhaps the state's fastest team in Kankakee. The Panthers know Kankakee will be one of the biggest and likely the fastest team. They played Washington the past 2 years. The Panthers got to slow down that K's speed tomorrow.
Super speedy. Their tailback and quarterback, probably fastest guys we'll see this year.
How do you negate that speed?
We got to play all 11 guys. Like, if we lose the edge, I don't know that we'll catch him.
The Pekin Dragons used their great line to win on the road at Rolling Meadows last week. Tomorrow in their home opener, they take on a tough Belleville East team from St. Louis area.
They're big up front. They got some fast, skilled guys. They got a handful of returners from last year's playoff team. They made the playoffs for the first time in a while there. We know that we've got our hands full.
And now to soccer and a state championship rematch. Peoria Notre Dame beat Chatham-Glenwood last November for a state championship. Tonight, the 2023 regular season rematch. The Irish on the road at Glenwood. And third minute of the game, here comes PND. Thatcher Hogan sends the long ball ahead to Caden Hudson. The Irish have played 4 games. Hudson has found the back of the net in all 4 games. 3 minutes in, it's 1-0 Notre Dame, and Irish eyes are smiling at that point. But they did not score again until the final 10 minutes when they go nuts. Hudson right here finds Thatcher Hogan for the goal. Hogan's onside. The ball's in the net. It's 2-0. Moments later, Hogan's going to pull the trigger on a long shot, and Hudson's there for the rebound goal. 4 games in, Hudson's got 6 goals. The Irish are 4-0. They win it. 4-0 PND. A battle of Panthers. Washington taking on East Moline. A Bernie win to Isaac Reitz right here as the Panthers playing some pretty soccer. Goalie Devin Miller got a shutout for Washington in a low-scoring game. Washington scored the only goal of the game in the second half on a goal by Wynn off an assist by Aiden Renshaw. And Washington wins a nice one over UT. The Panthers take on Peoria Notre Dame Saturday. Washington and Bernie win a winner 1-0 tonight. Intercity soccer tournament, Normal West at Bloomington. Bloomington controlling the West attack. Mateo Sanguccio with a nice save and says hello to the post. Thank you. The only goal comes in the second half. Zeb Ransom on the corner kick. Ransom to Noah Conrad, and you just saw the one in a 1-0 Normal West victory. Across town, also in the Intercity Tournament, Coach Matt Chapman in Normal Community at Bloomington Central Catholic. Believe Avita had an assist here. A beautiful pass to Carson Mizell, and Carson came this close to scoring. But the Iron got 2 goals by Dylan Tierney, and Parker Michaels got a shutout Normal Community a winner tonight to Zip as well. To high school volleyball, Normal West continues their magical Mid-Illini tour. The Wildcats have been to all the great places. They went to Morton last week. They went to Metamora Tuesday. Tonight they're at Dunlap. I bet you they're taking a lot of pictures, buying postcards. Normal West at Dunlap tonight. And while the Wildcats roar, Rianne couples to Olivia Zemer for the kill right here. Dunlap's Tegan Sullivan's going to send over the nice little tip right here, but watch couples the dig. Sydney Hernandez, the terrific libero, sets up Avery Feltus. Feltus is on fire. Watch Feltus right here go right between the block and hammer it down for the sophomore. Then it's going to be couples to Ellie Rink. Rink with a little finesse, and the next time there is no finesse. Rink is going to drop the hammer. Oh! Normal West wins in 2. Life's a beach at the Panther Den. Washington taking on Champaign Centennial this evening. Mazzy O'Brien to Cammie Barth. Cammie Barth goes outside to Becca McDougall for the nice swing and cross-court kill for the Panthers. Later, it's going to be Lexi Robokoff-Mullen on the nice serve and on the overpass. Carly Dawson's going to put that one away. Washington looking good tonight. Also tonight, it was Limestone winning at Peoria, Limestone beating Peoria Notre Dame at Limestone. Now to golf at the U-High tournament. Ella Coulter, Peoria Notre Dame, the third best score with the 77, but Normal U-High wins the team title. Paige Fisher, the medalist, at 75. Adrian Allen, 77. And Eric Geringay, 78. An impressive show today by the Pioneers. Slow day in big league baseball, but the Cubs play 2 tomorrow in Cincinnati. Jim Dandy time for the Basketball World Cup. Check out Puerto Rico, a little magic. The between the wickets, dribble, sets up the assist and the dunk. Watch it. Tremont Waters goes through the defender's leg. A little Puerto Rican showtime. Tonight's Jim Dandy.
A little warmer tomorrow, but Football Friday looks good.
I think so. It'll be a little bit toasty out there on Friday afternoon, but shouldn't be oppressive like we saw last week by any means. Tonight, we'll be running around 50 in the morning and then about to 83 tomorrow afternoon. And then the 90s return just in time for the holiday weekend.
Well, finally tonight, it's every collector's dream, no matter what you like to buy, finding something valuable for a dirt cheap price. But a painting one woman bought for $4 at a New Hampshire thrift store back in 2017 may be worth $250,000. The woman didn't even want the painting by N.C. Wyeth. She was actually just buying it for the frame.
So she hung it in her house, then stored it for a while and eventually posted it on a Facebook group, Things Found in Walls, comments later to a curator who identified it as an authentic N.C. Wyeth valued at $250,000. It's up for auction soon.
Wow.
It's a nice frame, too. Nice frame, too.
Nice frame.
Yeah.